Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another premiere. And today, we are going to be doing a little bit of something a little different today. Today, we're going to be making one of my all-time favorite recipes. It's probably one of yours. Lasagna. Now, we're going to be doing a little bit different today because of a certain somebody that can have tomatoes, so we're going to make what's called white lasagna. So, get your ingredients, get your stuff, get your lasagna noodles, and let's get started. So, your ingredients are going to be chicken, alfredo sauce. So I gotta get that out. If I can find it. Well, should be in here. Oh, there it is. And the usual stuff like you can use I use cottage cheese and mozzarella, but you guys can use all kinds of different kinds of cheese. You can use feta. You can use just about anything that would be good on there. So, first thing we gotta do is we gotta cook the chicken because you don't want to actually eat raw chicken. So what we're going to do is we're going to I set this out this morning and it is ready to cook. Now, again, if you guys don't want to make as much lasagna, I'm not going to make that much lasagna today because obviously we don't want a whole bunch of lasagna. So I'm going to use only one chicken breast, but we are going to use the whole jar of alfredo sauce. So, we need a pan. Cook the ingredients. Sorry for the noise. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut. I usually cut these up into like squares because these are when we're going to be putting this into our lasagna. Now, you can shred it up, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to probably shred it up as soon as we get done cooking here. Make it a little easier to cook. We're going to keep it up a little bit. Just a little, not a lot. Just a little bit so that we can actually cook it easier. The way I find is if you cube up your chicken, it cooks a lot faster than if you leave it whole. And again, you guys can do whatever you want. Now, I wish I had some kind of way to, well, like, a viewer on my channel last week said, and I mentioned him last week during my live stream, not my live stream, but my, premiere. He said that the reason why I can't go live, I kind of think I know what's going on, is because, well, I don't have over enough views, so you guys wanted to help me out, share with your friends. So, I'm going to take that last chicken that I just didn't cut up, and I'm going to put that back in the freezer. We'll use that another day. Oh, shit. Ah! Making my job much harder when I don't see it. So, I'm going to bring over my computer so I can show you guys what we're going to be doing to kind of get this stuff cooked. I know you guys want to watch that happening. I'm going to try to close this up real quick. Alright. Okay. So, we're going to take my computer and we're going to move it over to the pan, and I'll show you how we're going to cook our chicken. Now, you guys can use whatever you want in this recipe. If you want to use meat, you can. If you want to use extra virgin olive oil, again, this is going to help cook the chicken a little bit. I'm going to spread it around. And you guys are going to get an upfront look at how I cook my chicken. So, okay, so I'm going to take the chicken. Actually, cook this way, and there, perfect. All right, so we're going to get chicken and put it in there. And again, like I said, we're going to shred this up to kind of accommodate what we're going to be doing with the chicken later on. So, yeah. Oh, and you do want to turn on the oven to 350. So I'm going to go and do that right now. 350 degrees. And I'll also show you what kind of pan we're going to be using, because the pan I have kinda is I don't know, I can never get it to not go over when it's in the oven. So I usually use a round disc. Grab it down here. Now we're not going to quote do the noodles until we're ready, because we still got a lot of stuff left to go before we want to do that. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to watch the pan, make sure it doesn't. Now, there is another way we can actually make the chicken a little easier to cook. No. My old tried and true way of doing it is placing a pan lid on top. That brings all the heat over to the thing, over the whole entire disc. So yeah. And I'm going to go grab my lasagna here. And we're going to be using this kind. Now, if we don't have enough noodles, I may just use some more. I gotta go grab the cheese out too. But, so, we are going to use cottage cheese. Now, some people like using different kinds of cheeses. Some people like to use different, I don't remember what they call it, sweet cottage cheese. But, this is my personal preference to put it in our lasagna. So, I'm going to get a bowl down, and while the chicken is going, we're going to make our topping, basically. So, I can't remember the name of that cheese that people always put on there in lasagna. And But again, that's because I don't usually use it in my lasagna. It's going to take a couple of heaping spoonfuls of cottage cheese. By the way, great afternoon snack if you guys like cheese. But yeah, anyway, the people I was talking about is Bob and Joe the Raptor. You guys heard me talk about them in the last premiere. I think that's good enough. There's the same spoon here. Whoops. Now, what we're going to be doing while we're waiting for the chicken to get started, for the chicken to get done cooking, we're going to use mozzarella to make it. So we're going to make the topping. What we're going to do now is we're going to take a couple of handfuls, actually one handful of mozzarella cheese. Now, do you have to use that? Not really. I told you guys last week, and I'll tell you that again this week. You do you when you make the toppings and stuff. We'll put some Italian seasoning in there. Maybe a little garlic salt. Not a lot. You just want to have a little flavoring in there. And some salt and pepper to taste. Now, just a little pinch. Alright. Check out my chicken here. Looking good. It's looking good so far. Alright. Mix this stuff up. And you want a nice consistency. To kind of give it that, you know, ooh, this is gonna be good. Looking lasagna. Alright. So, this is how your cheese is gonna look once it is, like, thoroughly mixed. Alright. Now, what I like to do with our pan that we're going to be putting our lasagna in is I like to spray it down. Again, you guys know my preference. Pam. Spray. That helps kind of keep it from sticking on the sides. Alright. So, now that we got that out of the way, I'm going to come right back. I'm going to wait till this chicken is cooked. We're going to shred it a little bit. I'll show you how we're going to shred it. I'm going to show you guys how we're going to make our lasagna noodles. And we'll see you in a little bit. Okay guys, so what I usually use is what they call one of those big pots. I don't know what they call them, but I usually use this kind of pot to make my lasagna noodles. And what I usually do is I fill it up to at least about halfway, kinda. And there goes my oven. It's ready to go as soon as I get the lasagna noodles completely cooked. We'll start building it. But yeah, Also waiting on this chicken to get done. And we'll get started building the lasagna. Now, if you guys want, you guys can choose what kind of lasagna you want. If you want red sauce, you can use red sauce. If you want to use white sauce like I am, that's fine too. I'm going to be using another ingredient. Now, I'll show you what we're going to be using in my lasagna. Chicken stock. Now, this was in the original one of the recipes, and I was like, you know what, that's not a bad idea, actually. So what? Hold on. Sorry, guys. What? You have food? Anyway, so what you're going to do is once you get the chicken cooked, we're going to shred it, and then we're going to use our alfredo sauce. Again, alfredo being white sauce, and yeah. So hopefully this will be done pretty soon. You want the chicken to be completely cooked, like all the way through. Again, you don't want to eat raw chicken unless you're after. Or a carnivore or whatever. But if you're human like me, you don't want to eat raw chicken. You also don't want to cross-contaminate. So yeah, that is what we're going to start doing here in a minute. Our cheese is ready. Our topping is starting to cook a little bit. I think that's about it for the actual preparations. I think we'll probably be done about maybe 5:30-ish. Maybe. We'll see. Depends on how long this chicken takes to cook here. But we will be doing. So I will be showing you how to make the chicken toppings and stuff like that. But anyway, I will be back in a little bit once the chicken is done, and we'll move on to making the actual meat mixture. Stay tuned. Okay, little change scenery. I'm going to go ahead and take that chicken out because we're going to let it cook the rest of the way when we start making the sauce. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to take the chicken out of the pan. You might want to let it cool for a few minutes because it's going to be hot, and I mean very, very hot. But there is a way you can make this chicken not be so hot, and that is a way I'm going to show you. I might as well So, actually, I can use a knife. So, there's our chicken. It's not completely done yet. We're still working on that. But, here's what you're going to do. You're going to start ripping it apart. Like really ripping it. Like, okay, I'm going to need to, I need to get that cooled off just a little bit. So yeah, that's hot. That is really, really hot. Okay, so you're just going to start whipping it and whipping it and whipping it. I'm just going to whip it until at least little bits and pieces are completely and utterly ripped apart. Now, just so you know, we are going to be doing this to every single piece of chicken. This is why I didn't want to use both. Gosh, it's hot. But okay, hold on. I got an idea. Now we're going to leave the stuff cooking, the oil, going, because again we want to be able to put it right back in there to kind of make the sauce. I mean, you guys can turn it off if you want. I mean, obviously. But we want small, tiny pieces. Like, little bitty pieces. Because we want it to fit in the, don't worry, I'm not leaving it on like this forever, because last week I kept leaving on, because I was watching my YouTube video and I was like, dude, you gotta turn that water off. But yeah, oh, and another thing, I don't know who was in here that night, but it was probably Bob, because he always talks. He's always the one that talks. He's always the one that actually answers the questions in the comments. But that might have been Joe too. I don't know. All right. You guys get a chance to check them out. They are a funny bunch of raptors. Like really, really funny. I forgot to put that in the description last week. Saying, hey, go check these guys out. They're funny. Bob's going to be live tonight, actually. Showing off his nerd room. I think we are good there. Okay, so we're going to let that chicken cook for a little longer. Torn up. And then we'll start working on the making the stuff for it. So I'm going to put this on the lid on it. And when we come back, we're going to be making the noodles and the sauce for our lasagna. And then after that, we will work on making the lasagna itself. So, stay tuned. We will return. Of course, if you watch it on the premiere, it'll only take a few seconds. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, ladies and gents, so I think our chicken's good to go. I'm going to let it cook a little bit longer. We're going to go ahead and bake our sauce and maybe kind of maybe it'll help cook the chicken a little bit. So I'm going to pour in just not a lot, but a little bit of chicken stock. Not a lot, but a little. Got smoky in here. Alright. And I'm not probably going to use all of it, but some of it of our alfredo sauce. Alright, I think that's probably about enough. We used all of it, obviously. Okay, so we're going to let that cook a little bit while I go ahead and get our noodles started here. Alright, so I'm going to take Dutch oven, that's what it's called. It's called Dutch oven, stupid! I just like using this one because it's so deep. But you guys can use whatever you want. So we're going to push that back and we're going to turn on to high. Can't believe I forgot the name of that silly pan. So we're going to let that boil. Whoops. By the way, don't turn on the wrong one. So I do that a lot, by the way. I forget that the back one is on the left. Front one is on the right. And what we're going to do is we're going to make enough noodles to fill the back, bottom, then the second row, and probably the third row of the pan. Now, if you guys want, you can use cheese on top of it, and that's what I'm going to do too. And we're going to use mozzarella. Again, you gotta cover up the top. Now, again, you guys don't have to do this. You can make it red. You can make it. Yeah, I think red would probably work well with chicken, don't you? I mean, you can make it into a chicken lasagna. You can make it into meat lasagna. You can just do whatever you want to do. Sorry. Cat's driving me nuts today. I don't know why. Hang on. See if I can find her. Where are you? Nope. She ain't gonna come up. Alright, never mind. Fine, don't enjoy your 5 minutes of fame. Silly cat. Alright. Okay, I think this should. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this looks like it's starting to come together really nice. Heck yeah. Alright. I'm going to let that set for a little bit longer. We're going to also wait till that boils a little bit. It's got to come to a boiling. We got to wait for a few minutes. There's one thing I don't like about cooking sometimes. It's kind of a waiting game, you know? And I get it, obviously. Watch the pot never boils, my mom used to tell me. Okay, I think we're can go ahead and turn this off. We gotta let that set up a little bit because we don't want it like completely bubbly, but just enough. So I'm going to turn this off, and we're going to go ahead and get our noodles into the Dutch oven. Pardon me, it's starting to smell like chicken a little bit. So I'm just waiting for it to start boiling here. Hopefully it will start boiling here in a few seconds. I'm going to pull. Another rule about cooking: don't grab a hot pan with your bare hand. It's the number one rule. Do not grab a hot pan with the bare hand. It will not end well if you do that. Of course, I put myself a couple of times trying to get stuff out of the freaking oven. Okay, so the boil is to a boil already, so I think we are good to go here. I'm going to use probably more than that, because I know we're going to need more than just that. Break it over the pot, by the way. Do not break it over anything else. Otherwise, you're going to make a mess. And there you go. Alright. So we're going to let that boil. I will be coming back in a couple of minutes. If you guys are watching on the premiere, it'll be just a couple of seconds. I'll see you guys here in a minute. Okay. The lasagna is completely, the lasagna noodles are ready to take off the stove. And now you guys don't have to use lasagna. I usually like to dry off into kind of cool it off a little bit, but that's up to you guys if you want to do that. Because that helps me make the noodles a little better if I let them cool off. And this is what the noodle will look like. Look, perfect. Alright, so noodles are done. The chicken is done. The stuff is done, ready to go in the oven. I'll be back here in just a minute, and I'll see you guys how we're going to make our lasagna. I shall return. Don't touch that channel. Don't touch that YouTube button. Okay, ladies and gents, we are ready to start making our lasagna. I got my meat here, got my pan, got my noodles, ready to start building. So, first thing we're going to do, actually, I have a better idea. We'll start off by placing the meat in the bottom. Now, you guys can do whatever you want. I like placing the meat. Sometimes, I'll place the meat on top of the first set of noodles. But some people actually like using the meat as the bottom of the pan, and that's what I'm going to do today. Now you guys can do whatever you want. I'm just going to do it my way. So, yeah, that looks about right. Okay. Alright. And then I'm going to take another roll of noodles and going to set them on top. Like so. Like so. Gotta try and sound Italian. I'm not very good at it. And you're just going to continue putting on your meat, your cheeses, and your lasagna noodles one at a time. I also forgot my forgot the cheese mixture, didn't I? Hold on. Nothing that can't rectify. Cheese mixture right on top. Again, this is a mixture of mozzarella, cheese, and cottage cheese on top. And we're going to get a little inventive here, basically. I think that's probably all we need for this. So, if we need more cheese, I got some in the back up in the fridge. Not a big deal. Alright. We might not need it though. We'll see. And another row of lasagna on top of the noodles. I mean, on top of the cheese. Like so. And you're going to continue doing this until you make your lasagna. Now, you can make it as big as you want. I like making mine a little, maybe 2 or 3. Sometimes I only can make 2 meat layer lasagna. That's because I don't make that much lasagna. You know what, I bet you it would be a lot bit easier if I could get that didn't have a hole in it. Let's see. There we go. Had to switch up spoons, guys. Had to switch up spoons. I was going to pour all that in there. And alright! Hey, how's that? We had just enough to make a lasagna. Top it off with cheese. I'm proud of myself. I made this pretty good. Alright, so what we're going to do is after we get this in the oven, I'm going to tell you guys how long it's going to go in the oven. I'm going to tell you right now, we're probably going to put it in for 20 minutes covered, and then 15 minutes uncovered. Let's see. And it will come out really, really good. Anyway, so there's another reason why I use that little pan there, because it makes it so much easier to kind of cover it instead of using foil and stuff like that. I usually use something that has a lid to it. So I'm going to put that lid on there like that. I'm going to go open my oven. And we're going to go ahead and place it in the oven. This stuff's heavy, man. Alright. Again, 20 minutes covered, 15 minutes uncovered. I'll come back here in a little bit to show you what it's going to look like when it's while it's been covered, and then we'll go back about 15 minutes after that when it's uncovered. So we'll be back in just a second since this is on the premiere. I don't know. Hey guys, we're back. I'm going to go and take the lid off of this, and we're going to let it go for another 15 minutes, and then we'll take it out, and we'll see how it came out. I'll see you guys in a few seconds. Alright, the oven just went off. I am going to go ahead and take it out of the oven. I think we are good to go. So, yeah. And the girlfriend is here tonight. Again, we'll have lasagna. Oh yeah. Probably gonna fall apart, but And there we go, ladies. It's about pan the camera a little bit. There it is. Anyway, if you guys like the channel, please make sure to smash that like button. And I don't know what I'll do next time. I'll think of something. We might do a stuffed crust pizza or something. Something I have never done before. Anyway, again, smash that like button and hit subscribe, and also make sure to hit that bell to make sure you are notified when I have a new video up. And I'll see you guys on the next video or premiere, whichever comes first. See you guys next time.